It wasn't actually that I was interested in Satanism. It was that I was interested in witchcraft. And I always had been, and I happened to read an advertisement for Witch's Charm School with lectures by LaVey. And I wanted very badly to go, and finally I called and asked what time it started. I came. So I learned about love potions and charms, and but mostly I guess the charm school was how to attract a man.
Do you think it's worked for you?
Well, I think it's worked.
What?
But I'm not out to get any particular man. There's a difference, you know? I mean, I'm not out to get one for keeps, you know? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at it this way. She might be somebody's daughter or somebody's sister, and I wouldn't want somebody to take my sister out and to use her before she was married, because this is something that we teach in our church. And I think that she should really wait for her husband. And by taking advantage of a girl, I would be doing something to someone's sister or someone's daughter that they wouldn't care to have done. And she will lose her virtue, but often regret it afterwards. And this is what we try and fight against, the sorrow that is caused by something right at the moment.
What do you derive personally from the church?
A great deal of pleasure. I always get a lift when I come here. I suppose like other people do when they go to church, which I haven't done for many years now. I got a little confused about all the different denominations, and I couldn't take it anymore. So everybody thought they were the only ones, and I just couldn't go along with it. And I retired into nature, and that's how I live today. And I feel that I'm usually very serene and quite happy this way.
Basically, I think I've always been a witch. Ever since I was a child, I've known that this is what I've always wanted to be. And to find people that believe the same way as I do, well, it's just great.
What do you get out of Satanism?
For one thing, it gives you great self-confidence. You know you can do things, anything, really, anything that you want, you can do. You can accomplish either through your own ability or through magic, one of the two.
I was raised to believe in God, so naturally still, I believe there is a God. I don't believe that he does all the things that you're taught in Sunday school and to believe that he does, but I do believe there is one.
I don't think that God is dead. I think that we have a power, or maybe many powers. And it certainly looks to me, the way the world is going today, that what people think is the evil power. Now, I don't connect that with Satan altogether, but that is the prevailing power today. It has become an eccentricity to be honest, for instance. And all the hypocrisy that we have to not accept, because I won't have any of that. But that is going on. It revolts me. And I don't like bigotry. So in some ways I'm bigoted too, because I'm intolerant of intolerance in any form or shape.
Do you have any children?
No. I only have dogs. I worked up my mother complex on the dogs.
If you had children today, how would you raise them in Satanism, and how would you raise them?
I would raise them to be themselves. I would raise them with certain ethical principles which I feel are necessary. It's happier to be that way. I cannot tell you whether I would raise them in Satanism. I don't think I would raise them as Christians. I do not today consider myself a Christian anymore.
Heard that at one time he was planning on setting up sort of a house of whips type of thing. Similar to something they had back east. There was this German gal or something like the Countess of the Whips in New Jersey or something. And I understand that she was here in San Francisco and that he was planning to do something along this line with whips and masochism, sadism, and all that stuff. And this did disturb me. But I understand that this did not pan out.
Some of these rituals consist of recreations of old ceremonies that have been practiced for centuries. We recreate the ceremonies of the Knights Templars, a noble group of gentlemen who, because of social pressures, made it very obvious that they were the standard bearers of Christianity. We feel that in the light of what society has shown us in the last year or two, we have pretty much exemplified what the Knights Templars were doing, except we, of course, climate-wise, don't have to worry about calling ourselves Christians. We call ourselves Satanists. We recreate many of these ceremonies. We also recreate many of the ceremonies of the West Indian Voodoo religion. And we also utilize Norse ritual, the casting of the runes, calling upon of Wotan and Thor and Loki and all of the gods and demigods of the northern regions.
Carla, have you ever seen any of the services?
No, they don't let me go. It's unfit for my eyes. They don't corrupt my mind.
You're never back from Carousel or Fillmore Auditorium in time enough for the session.
But whenever I am, so that you get upstairs. Because then when other kids, yell at their parents, saying, well, she can be there, why can't I be there? And so I can understand it, so I don't feel too bad about it.
Well, no.
I can imagine what goes on anyway.
See, he doesn't want her to get mixed in that. But he's leading other people the wrong way, the ones that follow him,
We feel that the so-called carnal side of man, or the carnal nature of man, is the most important. We feel the soul is just a pittance. It's something that's sort of wrung out. Like if you squeeze an orange, you get a few drops of juice out of it, and certainly this can be the essence. But this doesn't mean that the orange is any less important simply because the juice comes out of it. We feel that the body of man, the carnal symbolism of man, is by far the most important. We feel true transcendentalism is to rise above the inventions, the puerile inventions of man for his own masochistic needs, perhaps, in the way of spiritual or soul guidance, and recognize his baser instincts, his carnal existence, as the end byproduct and as the epitome, the height of all great creation. In other words, this is the opposite. It's the very opposite, very adverse of all other religions. And it's high time a religion was born that recognized the fleshly existence of man.
We lead a normal, abnormal life. In other words, we eat regular meals and sleep semi-regular hours, but life is much more interesting, I think, than for most people. And naturally, we are involved in topics that are abnormal. I don't know, I guess they take great delight in paralleling us to, like, the Addams Family or something.
This is Mr. LaVey's second wife, and he acquired the pet lion, I believe, before she married him, and I thought that it was rather I could see that if you were married to a man already and he owned a lion, you just take it as one of those things, but I thought it would took a special type of young lady to marry a man with a pet lion.